We had a new concept ship shown at the Ship Talk panel at this year's CitizenCon, the Anvil Liberator light carrier. It's a ship and vehicle transport ship, looking very much like a landing craft and acting like one as well, as it also has a large amount of room for Marines that are fully armed on board. The ship is on concept sale from $500, but we don't have an indication yet of when it's going to be flyable. It can carry ships on its roof and exterior, and it can carry a couple of vehicles in its interior as well. The Liberator easily accommodates 3 ships on its open-air landing pads, from light and medium fighters to mining and freight craft. The distinct double-deck configuration makes exceptional use of a relatively compact space, rendering takeoffs and landings effortless. Fighters can therefore launch and help propel any attackers. Should the Liberator come under assault during its journey, the interior bay is further capable of housing 2 ground vehicles, such as tanks and mining vehicles. It's pretty big. It's 122 meters long, 68 meters wide, and 24 meters tall. Actually, that's pretty big, but probably much smaller than it could have been. So, yeah, keeping it small, but having a good use for all the space is pretty good. They said that the 3 external landing pads are 2 extra smalls on the top and 1 extra small at the front. So something like an extra small can carry like a Argo Gargo or something like that, and the 2 extra small ones on the top are small or medium fighters. There's 2 internal pads as well for vehicles. The ship is intended for 2 crew. That's 1 pilot and then 1 other crewman to do a mixture of engineering work and doing gunnery to help protect the ship. Should the Liberator be placed in jeopardy, it is capable of defending itself without needing to scramble any fighters on deck. A manually operated turret sporting potent size 5 laser repeaters, along with dual automated point defense turrets and 4 bespoke missile launchers, keep the Liberator and its passengers well protected. So, yeah, you'll hopefully be protected by the people on board your ship launching their ships if needed as well. But it's nice to know that it's got at least a little bit of defense, and missiles and torpedoes coming towards you may be shot down by its point defense systems. There is a docking collar for the ship and front and rear entrance ramps, it seems. There is a dedicated cargo hold sporting a generous 400 SCU of cargo, and that means you can haul traditional freight and tote supplies without sacrificing any vehicle space. You want to assault something, this is a great ship to do that, as long as it's on the ground or ground and space, or just very good at assaulting things, as long as the troops and vehicles and stuff can get out of it. Mining operations of every scale, pilots and orgs looking to multitask. This is fantastic. It's supposed to be a long-range ship too, equipped with a massive size 3 quantum drive. The Liberator is built specifically for extreme range deployment. Its ability to expeditiously transport smaller, short-range ships and vehicles to objectives between star systems makes it an invaluable asset for all manner of industrial, commercial, or combat operations. So there's a lot going on with the interior. The belly has the vehicle bay, but also cargo access, a bathroom, component access. There is access to the armor room on the other side of the ship, jump seats for 16 Marines, suit lockers, and then a lift that leads up to additional suit and armory storage. You can go across to the other side of the ship and other sections of the ship. There's a large engineering section with most of the main vital components accessible there as well. It looks like you can relatively easily traverse the ship with the corridors and the lifts. That gives you access to pretty much everything. It's mostly belly and top of the ship that's important. It's ships for landing, vehicles inside, Marines to the side, and then your component access. The cockpit of the ship is on the upper starboard, so the front right of the ship, and appears to be just a little tiny cockpit room. We didn't actually see much of that in any of the media or pictures of the ship. Loaner for the ship until it's flyable. Initially, it's going to be the Hercules M2 for gameplay in the Persistent Universe, and you'll also be getting a Super Hornet for other game modes as well. So people wanted a pocket carrier. Now, this ship is a bit bigger than that, but it's going to be an alternative to the Kraken or Hercules, but with the role of both at a different scale. If you're going through a war zone and you want to get vehicles from one place to another and have those vehicles come out, guns blazing, boom, 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 then maybe the Hercules is your best bet. Do you want a floating space station or to repair ships? And it's mostly ships that you're going to be dealing with. The Kraken, that's what you want. Do you want to transport a small fleet and a couple of vehicles and maybe some troops? Well, then you found what you need with the Liberator, and I think that's going to be the centerpiece in many a smaller organization as well, because of its versatility. It's not going to have a great time at defending itself though, so sort of bear that in mind. It can hold a lot, it can hold a lot of cargo, it can hold a lot of ships, it can hold vehicles, it can have a load of marines on, but you need to defend the ship. And yeah, it's got a little bit of defense, and it can sort of like, it's not just going to get instantly annihilated if a torpedo comes towards it, because you should be able to deal with them with the point defense and all that sort of jazz. But you are going to want to scramble the fighters if you're in a prolonged battle. You're not going to want to just charge it into an enemy base on the ground if the ground defenses are shooting at you, for example, that sort of thing. So really like the idea of the ship. I think a load of traders are going to make money from transporting ships from one area to another. It's going to be used for freight, it's going to be used for loads of stuff like that. You want to do Euro Truck Simulator, you want to literally take people's ships and vehicles from one planet to another and one system to another, then this is probably the ship for you. Though if you want to do that at a much huger scale, then maybe the Dragon's for you. That $500 price tag, though, is pretty steep, and it's only going to get more expensive because it's a concept ship. It'll get more expensive when it actually releases. So it's probably one I would advise most people to get in-game rather than purchase, but I'm not your dad. You do what you want. I'm interested to know if people think that we already have too many other ships in this category. Does the Hercules C2 and M2 already cover this for the most part, or do you like the enhanced utility of this ship? Are you going to be picking one up yourself? Does your org already have a dozen of them because they were like, yes, we must have this ship? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Some people say I shill for NordVPN, but listen to some of these comments that I just made up. I've never fed the love of a woman before, but then I got NordVPN, and that didn't matter.
Doctor said I'd never walk again, but then I got NordVPN. Now I've been running marathons. Also, I got robot legs around the same time. They might have helped somewhat too.
I was a tone-deaf pirate, but after getting NordVPN, I'm able to play the saxophone. Go on, Zin, try and animate all of this.
Click the links below to get NordVPN. It might lead you to a more fulfilling life, but more likely, it will just help protect you from the terrors of the internet. What ship are we giving away in October? It is one of the most exciting ships we've given away, and one of the most popular. It's the Argo Cargo. So many people liked it, we thought we'd give one away, instead of a Mercury Star Runner, or a Carrack, or something else. You can do fun things, like fly around a planet, or fly very slowly into the sun. And it also makes my top 16 ships that I liked in the Ship Showdown this year. Me and Zin are sort of on a holiday for a week, so we had to quickly film a ship giveaway, so we do have CitizenCon coming up, and we might have some other things going on the channel that will make it worth your while commenting, so do what you want. I'm not your dad. You should definitely press the join button below my videos, though, and you should certainly like and subscribe, and bell bother. Click on the bell. I don't know what it does, but it makes me money somehow. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Thanks very much for watching, though, and I'll see you in the next one.